These are the 25 best new mobile games you absolutely need to play in June 2026. Let's get straight into it.
Kicking things off at number 1, Pokémon Champions finally arrived on iOS and Android on June 17, 2026, after a Switch exclusive period. This is the official competitive battle platform for the franchise, built around strategic, high-level Pokémon fights, with a rental system that lets anyone jump into ranked play immediately. Cross-progression from Switch carries over. Mega Raichu is available as a launch event reward, and the 2026 World Championships will use this game for VGC. It is a massive deal for competitive Pokémon fans on mobile. Number 2 is RF Online Next, Netmarvel's big MMORPG release for June 2026, dropping on both Android and iOS on June 18th. Set in a sci-fi universe, you pilot giant mechs through large-scale faction warfare, real-time PvP, and world boss raids in a setting that blends fantasy and technology. The 3-faction conflict system that made the original RF Online famous is fully preserved here, and the mobile execution adds real-time combat that makes it genuinely exciting. It is one of the most ambitious mobile MMOs to launch this year. Third on the list is Guild Wars Reforged, ArenaNet's revival of the beloved classic MMORPG, reimagined completely for mobile, releasing June 24th. You return to Tyria for a full narrative-driven adventure with cooperative party play, NPC companions, PvP, and large-scale PvE campaigns that honor everything fans loved about the original series. The freedom and strategic depth that defined Guild Wars carries over well here, and the production quality puts it in a different league compared to most mobile MMOs. For MMORPG fans, this is one of June's biggest launches. Coming in at number 4, Tomb Busters from Giant Game is a co-op survival horror comedy adventure, where the tone actually shifts depending on how many players are in the session. Solo, it leans into genuine horror, but in co-op, it becomes a wild comedic adventure through haunted locations with friends. You play as employees of a supernatural company hunting for treasure and clearing cursed sites, and the gameplay loop is inventive and genuinely fun. The tonal flexibility alone makes it one of the most creative mobile game designs of the month. Number 5, Among the Sleep, is the beloved first-person horror game originally developed by Krillbyte Studio, now fully ported to mobile for June 2026. You experience the world through the eyes of a 2-year-old child, where everyday environments twist into something dark and unsettling. The atmosphere, sound design, and crawling exploration create a deeply immersive horror experience that works surprisingly well on a touchscreen. If you never played it on PC or console, this is absolutely the best time to experience one of the genre's most unconventional and haunting games. God Rival's RPG Roguelike arrives at number 6 as a dark fantasy action roguelike from GameEye that flips the usual premise entirely, making the gods your enemies rather than your allies. Fast, skill-based combat built around movement, timing, and positioning takes you through waves of enemies and demanding boss encounters, with a run structure that stays fresh across many attempts. The dark aesthetic is striking, the difficulty curve is well-balanced, and the roguelike loop has enough variety to keep you coming back. It is one of the standout new indie-style mobile experiences of the month. At number 7, Road to Empress II is a stunning full-motion video interactive drama filmed entirely on built 4K palace sets, releasing globally on mobile June 9th. You begin as a nun at Ganye Temple, navigating court factions and rival schemes to rise toward the throne, inspired by Wu Zetian, China's only empress. Over 1,000 minutes of branching footage makes every playthrough feel distinct, and the production quality is genuinely cinematic. The first game was a 1 million copy hit created with a BAFTA-winning producer, and this sequel raises the bar considerably. Number 8 is Sonic Rumble Party, Sega's chaotic multiplayer party game originally launched in November 2025, and now fully established as one of the most played mobile games heading into June 2026, with over 15 million players. Up to 32 players compete across frantic minigames and challenges, collecting rings to outlast opponents in a fast elimination format. The bright presentation, accessible gameplay, and Sonic franchise energy make every match immediately fun regardless of skill level. If you have not tried it yet, June is the perfect time to jump in. Coming in at number 9, Fruit Ninja Adventure from Half Brick Studios takes the iconic slicing gameplay you already know and builds an entirely new experience around it, with exploration, puzzle solving, progression systems, and an interconnected world. Built from Fruit Ninja 2 foundations, this version adds dojo customization, unique blade abilities, new characters, and daily challenges that give every session real purpose. It respects what made the original series fun while giving it genuine depth and replay value. This is far more ambitious than any previous entry in the franchise. Kickoff Football 2026 earns the 10th spot as a mobile football title that launched June 5th, timed perfectly ahead of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Join Nice Games packed in more than 8 game modes, licensed players, customizable stadiums, formations, and tactics into a competitive, esports-ready experience that treats mobile football seriously. The production quality and breadth of features put it ahead of most mobile sports titles released this year, and the timing with the World Cup means a massive global audience will be discovering it throughout the month. Football fans need this on their phones. At number 11, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom arrives on mobile in mid-June, bringing one of the finest action-adventure platformers of recent years to iOS and Android. You transform between 6 different animal forms to solve puzzles and fight enemies across a colorful, hand-animated world that looks genuinely spectacular on modern phone screens. The gameplay is deep and rewarding, the difficulty is fair but satisfying, and the game respects your time while still offering a full and memorable experience. It is a premium title that delivers console-quality adventure on mobile. Number 12 is Slime Rancher, the award-winning first-person farming and exploration sim from Monomi Park, now fully ported to mobile by Playdigious as a premium release. You play as Beatrix, managing a ranch on a distant alien world filled with dozens of adorable and unique slime types you collect, feed, and raise while expanding your operation. The relaxing gameplay, charming design, and satisfying progression loop make it one of the most feel-good games available on mobile right now. At just $8, it is exceptional value for the hours of content you get. Minishoot Adventures locks in at number 13 as a brilliant twin-stick shooter roguelite with clear Zelda and bullet hell DNA that arrived on mobile in May 2026 and needs to be on your radar. Your small spaceship explores interconnected worlds, battles enemies in intense shooting segments, and levels up through a roguelite progression system that feels rewarding from start to finish. The mobile port is extremely well optimized and costs significantly less than the PC version, making it a genuine bargain. If you like action-focused games with real depth, this one is hard to put down. Number 14 is Drova Forsaken Kin, a dark pixel art action RPG that made it to mobile in May 2026 after strong reception on PC. You explore a hostile world inspired by old-school Western RPGs, making decisions that genuinely affect how the story plays out while fighting enemies in responsive, real-time combat with a satisfying progression system. The tone is grim and atmospheric. The world building rewards exploration, and the mobile version runs cleanly on modern devices. It earned strong reviews from Pocket Gamer and stands out as one of the best premium RPGs available on the platform this year. Meg's Monster lands at number 15 as one of the most emotionally unexpected mobile games of 2026, ported to iOS and Android in May to strong critical praise. You play as Roy, a monster from the underworld, who must protect a small human girl named Meg as they navigate a dangerous world together. The RPG structure is wrapped around a genuinely touching story about protection and connection, and the writing hits far harder than you would ever expect from a small indie game. This one will stay with you well after the credits roll. At number 16, Tomb Raider arrived on mobile in February 2026 and earned a strong Pocket Gamer review as one of the best mobile experiences of the year so far. The iconic franchise translates well to touch controls, delivering the exploration, puzzle solving, and combat that Lara Croft is known for, in a format optimized specifically for mobile sessions. The production values are high, the pacing is tight, and it gives mobile players a genuine action-adventure experience that does not feel compromised or cut down. It belongs on any serious mobile gaming list for 2026. Number 17 is Shiren Serpentcoil Island, the latest entry in the beloved Mystery Dungeon series that hit mobile in February 2026 with exceptional reviews across the board. The procedurally generated dungeons, punishing permadeath structure, and deep item interaction systems create a roguelike experience unlike anything else on the platform. Every run teaches you something new. The strategic depth grows the more you understand the mechanics, and the charming presentation makes the difficulty approachable for newcomers. For fans of deep roguelikes, this is one of the best mobile games released this year. Almost Out of Mana arrives at number 18 as a cleverly designed card-based RPG adventure that launched on mobile in March 2026 to solid critical attention. You manage a dwindling supply of mana across battles that require careful resource management and creative thinking to survive, creating a tension-filled rhythm that makes each encounter feel meaningful. The visual style is appealing, the strategic layer has genuine depth, and the game rewards players who think carefully rather than just grinding their way through. It is one of the more thoughtful mobile designs of 2026 so far. Number 19 is Spirit Crossing, a premium mobile RPG that launched earlier in 2026 and quickly built a dedicated following for its atmospheric world and distinctive art direction. The game blends exploration with turn-based encounters and a narrative focused on spirits, consequences, and the passage between worlds in a way that feels mature and genuinely engaging. The writing takes its subject matter seriously. The combat has enough depth to stay interesting across the full experience, and the premium pricing means no aggressive monetization interrupts your session. It is a well-crafted and rewarding mobile RPG worth your time. Dragon Quest Smash Grow earns the 20th spot as one of the most charming mobile games of 2026, combining the beloved Dragon Quest universe with an addictive idle and progression format that makes it easy to pick up for any length of session. You grow your roster of classic Dragon Quest monsters, upgrade their abilities, and send them into battles that play out with the series' familiar humor and warmth. The presentation is full of fan service for longtime fans, and the idle structure means progress continues even when you put your phone down. A genuinely feel-good experience from start to finish. At number 21, Farming Simulator 26 represents the latest mobile entry in one of the most consistently popular simulation franchises in gaming. Optimized specifically for touch controls and mobile sessions, it lets you manage crops, livestock, and equipment across expansive fields with the depth that fans of the series expect. The relaxing pace, satisfying progression, and wide variety of farming activities make it one of the best options for players who prefer calm and purposeful gameplay over combat. It is a polished, content-rich simulation experience that holds up across many hours of play. Nova Drift arrives at number 22 as an exceptional twin-stick space shooter with deep build customization that made the jump to mobile in 2026. You pilot a customizable ship through waves of enemies and evolving challenges, building unique rule sets for your vessel through a progression system that lets creativity drive your playstyle. Each run feels different depending on the choices you make, and the sheer variety of viable builds gives it serious replay value. The mobile port handles the controls well, making it one of the best action-focused premium experiences available on iOS and Android right now. Number 23 is Gumslinger 2 Ducks and Nukes, one of the quirkiest and most entertaining mobile games to launch in early 2026, according to Pocket Gamer's review in February. The irreverent humor and fast arcade gameplay make it immediately engaging, and the sequel expands on the original with more content, more chaos, and a personality that is genuinely hard to find elsewhere on the platform. It is exactly the kind of game that reminds you mobile gaming can be weird, fun, and creative all at once, perfect for short bursts or longer sessions alike. Designer City 4 slots in at number 24 as the latest chapter in Sphere Game Studios' long-running City Builder series that launched on June 1st, 2026. The London-based indie team has built a dedicated audience across years of releases, and this fourth entry refines the formula with more tools, more building types, and a deeper economic simulation that gives city-building fans plenty to manage. It is welcoming enough for newcomers, but has the depth to keep veterans engaged long-term. For fans of management and construction games on mobile, it is one of the cleanest and most complete options available right now. Rounding out the list at number 25 is Goblin Sushi, a delightfully creative mobile game that earned a strong Pocket Gamer review in May 2026 for its original premise and satisfying design. You run a sushi restaurant populated entirely by goblins, managing orders, ingredients, and chaos in a time management format that is easy to learn and hard to master. The art style is charming, the humor is consistent throughout, and the gameplay loop has the kind of one more round quality that makes it dangerous to pick up before bed. It is a genuinely fun and polished indie that deserves far more attention.